Hello, you're watching Ask Brother Brad, where you have Bible questions and we hopefully have Bible answers. I'm Brother Levi, and this is Brother Brad. Wait, you're not Brother Brad.
No, I'm the good-looking one.
he's the good-looking one. We were gonna do like a Bewitched and like the two Darrens, just like have Todd pretend to be Brother Brad, but he said he wasn't okay pretending to be a Bears fan for like an hour. So
I got to draw the line somewhere.
Brother Todd, the question before us today is, why is forgiveness important?
Well, jokingly, you want to say it's overrated, but it's underrated. Forgiveness is vital to our walk with God and our healthy relationship we have with God. I think in Matthew 6:14, I was reading today that if we're unable to forgive others, just paraphrasing, then we can't turn around and ask God to forgive us of our sin. It's really a hypocritical approach on our part to be desiring or requesting of God's favor, God's mercy upon us, but yet we're not willing to pass it on to others. So he makes it very clear, Jesus does, speaking of the Father, in the following verse, Matthew 6:15, that if we're unwilling to forgive others, plain and simple, he's unwilling to forgive us of our sins.
Okay, like some might say, well, like forgiveness, that only benefits the offender, the person being forgiven. Like, what would you say to that, Brother Todd?
Well, one thing about unforgiveness, where it requires us a part on us to humble ourselves and to be the receiver of something unjust and to a certain degree. But there's a great opportunity there that I think we miss in the scriptures. I think in John chapter 9, there was a young boy that was born blind and had grown up, and Jesus encountered him with the disciples. The disciples inquired to Jesus that what brought about this blindness, was it his sin or his parents' sin? To which Jesus says it was neither. It was actually, Jesus says, it was for God to manifest himself through this individual. So when we endure somebody's affliction, sin towards us, unforgiveness allows us the opportunity to manifest God's glory through us. Think of Job. Look what Job went through. I mean, if you could think of somebody that had unforgiveness, he was a righteous man, and yet he was inflicted greatly and went through great suffering over something that wasn't because of his sin. But yet, even though Job never saw the reason for it till he got to heaven, we get to read and we get to see that Job was able to offer not really forgiveness in the sense, but he was able to endure, and like the boy in John chapter 9, that God was manifested through him. And then this boy in John chapter 9 comes to know Jesus as the Messiah and receives his salvation. And so, by the fact that if we're willing to forgive others, then it brings just great faith in our life. It shows others, it allows others to see through us in a way that God has manifested that they may not see otherwise. The easiest thing to do is to hold on to hatred. Hatred leads to bitterness. Bitterness destroys, our healthy spirit. So forgiveness is a powerful tool if we can learn it.
In other words, we are never more like Jesus until we forgive.
Then we forgive. As we were talking earlier, on the cross, look what all Jesus endured on the cross by our sins. There were some heinous crimes and sins that befell Jesus. I mean, Jesus, some of those you and I probably said, hey, this is enough. I'm getting down. That's over the line. Jesus didn't judge us by what we did, which really we inflicted upon him. Jesus says, you're forgiven.
That's great advice. Well, thank you for watching. If you like this video, be sure and press the like button. Also, like us on Facebook. And if you're interested in reading about Brother Todd has a blog. What I'll do is I'll put the link below in the description box. We'll see you next week.